Hi everyone, welcome to Traveling Misknits. My name is Pia and I am so happy that you're joining me here in Italy today for a little chat about yarn and knitting. Today I am wearing my Cima Tee. This is a pattern that I published last year around this time. A quite simple tee. There's nothing fancy to the fit of this tee. It's very, very simple, but it has this all over lace pattern. That's just, I love this lace pattern, and it is so easy and intuitive to work. It's probably one of my favorite summer tees. It is so light and airy, but I still feel like I'm wearing something. I often use it over my swimsuits and a pair of cut-off jeans. This version here I knit in a DK weight cotton. I don't even remember which cotton it was. It's probably been one of those big box store cottons. It's nothing special, but very easy, and yeah. Maybe you can see that on this t-shirt, I have put the short rows into the ribbing. I often do that if I work a yoke with either all over color work or all over lace. It is so much easier to put the short rows in the ribbing so you don't have this band of just stockinette. And I mean, you can work color work with short rows, but lace, that's very, very difficult. But you can actually do this if you find a pattern for a sweater that you really like, but it's maybe an older pattern. It doesn't have short rows. If you feel that it's dropping down too low or riding up too high in front, you can add short rows in the ribbing. You work them just like you would work them on stockinette. I do prefer to put my German short rows, the stitch itself where I turn, I prefer to put it in a purl row as seen from the front, just because they can be a little bit wonky at times and they disappear if you put them into the purl columns. If you are using this trick on a pattern that doesn't have short rows and you're a little bit unsure when to turn, I have this rule of thumb that I will take around 10 centimeters worth of stitches in front and not knit over those. Then I will know how many stitches that I have to work short rows over. Once I have decided how many sets of short rows I want, it's easy to distribute the turning points throughout the ribbing. But yeah, just a little tip. In this one, it is in the pattern, but you can basically use it on any pattern. I didn't finish anything this week. My main project has been my reflection shawl. I have knit a ton on it, and it's kind of difficult to show because it is this huge mitered square that I am just working in 2 sections. So you can see I finished the first section here, and now I am working on the second section. I am calling this my reflection shawl. I have written up the instructions on how to construct the square, and I have written some suggestions for stripe sequences that you can use. What I have chosen to do on this one is work a band of stripes over on the first section, and then on the second section, I will allow these stripes to reflect in a subtle embroidery. It's not really even embroidery because I am just pulling the yarn through the bumps of the garter rows, but I really like the look of the two together, and it does give me a lot of options when it comes to wearing the shawl. Because it's a square, I'm going to fold it in half to get a triangle shape. So I can, of course, use it with this side, the stripy side out. That's beautiful. But maybe sometimes I'll be in the mood for something a little more subtle. I am still working on the embroidery part, as you can see. I haven't finished. But some days I might be in the mood for something a little more subtle, and I will take this side out. And maybe there will come a day where I prefer a completely simple shawl with no colors at all, if my outfit in itself has more than enough color. Because of the way I do the embroidery, there is a section of the shawl that is just one color. So yeah, I love it when the ideas that look really good on paper actually turn out to be even better once you're knitting them up. And this is definitely the case with this shawl. I am calling it my reflection shawl, mainly because I am knitting this as a memory shawl for my mom. I have worked a couple of prayer shawls, and now I wanted to create a shawl in memory of my mom. And it is a lovely process. It's actually in the pattern. I am also adding some instructions on how to do this practice, how to support the practice, how to make it easier and more meaningful for you. In this case, where it's a memory shawl, I don't have a set of phrases. I had that when I worked the shawl of gratitude. I also had it when I worked the intentions to light up my corner of the world. But here, I will just, when I sit down to knit on it, I will open my mind, open my heart, invite my mom in, and she will show herself in some form. And that image will always, it will always pull up a memory. It could be the memory of the time that she taught me. I was only 4, but I still remember she taught me that you need to stand up for yourself. And you even need to do it in the situation where you're with people that you basically like and you risk ruining the mood of the company. She taught me that if the mood was that fragile, probably it wasn't healthy to begin with. I have also enjoyed all the memories of the many, many times that she would praise my creativity. She loved my creative side. She really tried to support me. Yeah, that's for sure something that I appreciate. Basically, you can say that I am enjoying this chance to see myself with my mom's eyes. That's a very kind and gentle way to look at myself, and I am truly enjoying it. The only other project that I have been working on, this is going to be a short episode, that is, of course, my Astrid sweater, a pattern by Junko Okamoto. And let me see, I want to show you the front side. It has grown. It has grown a little bit this week. And that's a good thing because honestly, I don't think it's going to grow much in the coming week. We have company coming here, and this is not for company. This is for knitting by myself, quietly, easily, really looking at the charts and being very, very focused. And yeah, I really am enjoying the process, but it is a slow process for sure, which is perfectly okay. This sweater, it's not one of those that will go out of style. Well, I don't think I have any clothes that will go out of style, but for sure, this is going to be a sweater that can stay in my closet forever and ever, and I will always enjoy it. I have done a ton of modifications to this pattern, and I think at some point I am gonna, if you're interested, do an episode where I talk about how to modify. I do have an episode on how to modify your knits. But if anyone's interested, we could take some time to talk about what to do when you have a kind of complicated pattern, but you are set on using a different yarn with a different gauge, even though you have all of this color work and cabled sleeves. So let me know in the comments below if that's something you'd be interested in. Another idea I've had is, if you're interested, last week we spoke about stripes and how to work with stripes. Maybe you'd be interested to hear how I work with color. I am no expert for sure, but I do have some tips and tricks to make it easier if you are not one of those who naturally just picks perfect colors to go together. Again, let me know in the description box below if you think that could be interesting for another episode. But yeah, that was the extent of my knitting this week. I mean, these are both really slow going projects, and I am enjoying that. I enjoy when I cast on for something. I enjoy knowing that I'm going to be with this knit for a long time. It makes me relax into the process in a completely different way from when I cast on like a Cima Tee or a smaller, more simple project. There's another energy to that. Not that I don't like that. I love both. I want both in my knitting life, which is also why I am feeling the itch to cast on all the things, because right now I only have these forever knits in my knitting bag. Right now, I actually have 3 potential projects, potential new cast-ons that are fighting for my attention. One is another version of the Cima Tee. It's one of those, I have a silver gray and a black, and I use them on repeat all summer. So I would love to make myself a crisp white one. I probably want to work that in the drop spell, which is a linen cotton blend, because I know that that's a yarn that wears very well, and a yarn that can be washed over and over again. A white tee on me, that's gonna, yeah. So this one is another contender for the cast-on show. And this is worked in the white drop spell. And I need to wash it every time I've worn it. Usually I don't wash my knits a lot, but white cotton, yeah. This is the Fern Forest. It's a free pattern from drops that I modified the heck out of. I changed the yarn weight, I changed the gauge, the stitch count, the stitch pattern, the placement of the pattern, the construction, and the fit. But other than that, it's knit completely to pattern. But I really love this one, and I would like to make another. I have some great yarn for it. I have this, this is a cotton yarn, and I have a, I remembered the ball band. So this is Cascade Cima cotton. Usually I don't have the best experiences with Cima cotton. I talked a little bit about that last week. I think they often are so loosely spun that they tend to not hold up so well, but this seems to have a relatively high twist. And I love the color. Just look at this. Once the skin is just a little bit sun-kissed, this is going to be a beautiful color. And I do have enough for this fern forest, so that's definitely another thing on my to knit list. And the third thing is also a summer garment, because summer is upon us here in the northern hemisphere, at least. So I wanna knit on something that is seasonally appropriate, if you will. I received this beautiful yarn as a gift from a dear friend, Julia, from the Dutch Knitter podcast. It is such a lovely yarn. This is one of the yarns that was made as a collaboration with Melody Hoffman. So it is from the Yarn Collective. It is a sport weight, and the colorway, does it say hellebore? It's really difficult for me to read. It's beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful. I have 3 skeins of this, and that is going to be enough for me to make myself a perfect little cardigan like this one. It's also one of my older patterns, but I keep coming back to it because I really enjoy the fit of that cardigan. I would like to make it short-sleeved for summer. I think that would be so cute. So, 3 exciting contenders to this cast on. And you know, honestly, I might just cast on all 3. But what do you think? What should be next on my needles? I mean, the perfect little cardigan, that's going to be a very simple, mindless knit where I can sit and chat, I can watch television, I can read, I can do anything while I knit that one, because that is a very simple knit. This one is semi-simple because the pattern repeat is short, very intuitive, but I still have to just look a little bit on my knitting. And then we have this one there's nothing difficult about it, but I need to pay attention. And you could say I have 2 other projects going that actually demands my attention, so maybe one of these would be a better choice. Okay, it is siesta now. Construction has ceased, at least for a couple of hours. So now I can announce our giveaway winner from last week's episode. We did a giveaway for a yarn kit for the cat number 7. It's a luxurious yak and silk blend from the Danish hand dyer Knitter's World. I asked the YouTube random comment picker, and here is the winner. Congratulations. I already have your email address. We've been exchanging emails, so I am going to put you in contact with the dyer so you can decide what colors you want, what size you're going to knit. But yeah, thank you to everyone who participated. It has been such a joy reading through all of the amazing comments. Thank you so much, all of you. For life in general, life outside of the project bag, we had a great week. We started out when Peter arrived back from Dubai by going into Lugano. He needed a haircut, and I decided to get one too. It's always a little bit scary going to a salon that you don't know, but I'm really happy with the result. This is easy summer hair, so I am happy. We decided to spend the day in Lugano. We went and had lunch at our favorite restaurant on the main piazza. The food is amazing, but honestly, it's kind of difficult to find bad food down here. What makes this place so special is that it is right next to City Hall. So more often than not, you will have newlyweds coming out of City Hall as you sit and eat. And I love that. I love the beam of joy and hope and love and happiness. And yeah, we were lucky again this time. A beautiful young couple with their most immediate family made sure that we were entertained for lunch. We've also done 2 solid days of gardening, which is not my favorite. I'm not a garden person. To me, a garden is a nice place to sit and knit. I don't have a green thumb at all. I do admire the people who can create beautiful gardens. They can create these little sanctuaries where time seems to be standing still, and you sit there and everything around you is alive, and the plants will tell time in a way that is much more relevant than any watch can ever do it. But that's not me. Not now, at least. But we needed to do something. Our palm trees had died, so we needed to remove those, which then also gave us the chance to go to Menaggio, to the nursery, and pick out some hopefully more robust plants. We took our little electric scooters. There is this amazing bike path built on top of the old railroad that goes more or less from our house down the mountain and into Menaggio. That was such a nice trip. I, of course, brought some knitting because never without my knitting, right? We've also spent some time preparing the kids' rooms downstairs because tonight our youngest son and his family are arriving. And I am so excited. I am so happy to finally see them again. Today is Thursday. It's a holiday in Denmark, and a lot of people will then take off Fridays so that they have this super long weekend. And my son and his wife have done just that, plus a couple of days extra. So probably the next week is not going to give me a lot of knitting time. I think I will be busy swooming over the grandbabies, which is perfectly okay. I have all the time in the world. I hope that wherever you are happy, you are safe, and you have some wonderful knitting to do. Until we talk next week, stay happy, stay safe, and keep knitting.